Hello Year 1. This week we are going to be learning how to be brilliant geographers. Now, a geographer is somebody who is interested in the world around them. They are interested in fields, in rivers, in streams, in forests, in mountains, in volcanoes, fields, valleys. They're interested in all natural, physical things in the world. They're also really interested in seeing how people affect those things. And today we are going to be brilliant geographers, and we are going to be exploring and identifying physical and human features that we can find around near where we live in Upton. So I'm going to show you a video and it will explain to you a little bit what physical and human features are and what that means. And then we'll come back and have a little chat about it. I'm just going to switch my screens so that you can see the video.
What are you looking at? I'm trying to work out where we are on this map. By the way that this bus keeps twisting and turning, I'd say we're on that wiggly road there. That's not a road, that's a river. I'm glad you're not driving this bus, or we'd all be underwater.
Is everything all right?
Yes, Mr. Lewis. We're trying to find out where we are on the map. Ben thinks this is a road, but I think it's a river.
It's a bit confusing, isn't it? That's because the road follows the bends of the river in places. To make it straight, the road builders would have had to build lots of bridges and tunnels, which cost a lot of money. Although they look similar on this map, the road and the river are examples of the two different types of geography, physical and human.
That sounds complicated.
Not really. Physical features are natural. They would be here even if people weren't. Things like rivers, mountains and seas.
I'm just going to pause it there. So we've heard the first word, physical. So physical features are those features that will be here no matter what. Doesn't matter if people are here or not here, these things will always be here. So seas, lakes, rivers, mountains, forests, all those things that would be there without humans interfering.
Human features are made by people, like buildings, roads and bridges.
So that means the river is a physical feature and the road is a human feature?
That's right.
And let's just pause there again for a moment so we can think about that, can't we? Everything that's made by somebody is a human feature. If a person or a group of people have made it, or they've used a machine to make something, it's a human feature. Anything else is a physical feature. It means it's been there naturally, it would exist anyway.
Let's do a quiz. Work out which are physical features and which are human features. That church, is it a human or physical feature?
Human feature.
Correct. What about the hills?
Physical.
Spot on. Ah, we've arrived.
Okay, brilliant. I'm going to stop that video just there and I'm going to join you back up to our first screen. Okay, so we've got a good idea now, hopefully, of what the words human and physical mean. So a human feature has been made by somebody, okay? And a physical feature is something that's there naturally, no matter what, really. It might change over time to do with other physical features, like the weather might make something change how it is, but they're there without us. We haven't made them. Humans haven't been able to make these things. They are naturally occurring. Now, I'm going to just click over to the next slide and we're going to have a little bit of a quiz ourselves like they did on the video. I've got some pictures and I would like you to try and guess if they are human features, which means somebody has made them, or if they're physical, if they're naturally there. Okay, so here we have a beach. Now a beach is an area of sand or pebbles that leads out to the sea. So just quietly to yourself, have a think, is this a human or a physical feature? If you said physical, you're right, well done. Let's go to the next slide. Here we have a cliff. Now a cliff is a very steep rock face like this one here, and it often runs along the edge of the sea. So, is this human or physical? If you said physical, you're right, well done. It would be there naturally. Now this picture looks a little bit different. I can see lots of green bits, which make me think, oh, these would be physical. You see all the hills and the clouds and the sun, and over here more clouds. Maybe that might be some sea over there. But here we've got lots and lots of buildings. Now we're looking at a town, and a town is a large group of houses or shops and factories where people live or they might go to work. They are bigger than a village. Towns are bigger than villages, but they are smaller than a city. Now, if I look carefully, now that I know what we're looking at a town, I know all these places wouldn't be here without somebody building them. So, do you think this picture shows physical features, or is a town a human feature? If you said human feature, well done. This has all been made by a person, and they've made it in a beautiful location with all the green grass and trees and hills all around them. So the town is situated very close to some physical features, but the town itself is a human feature. Here we have the coast. Now the coast is a place where the land, over here, you can see all the land here, this meets the sea, which is along here, and we call this the coast. Is this physical or human? If you said physical, you're right, well done. Oh, now we have a big city, and I know it's a city because there's loads and loads of buildings and loads of skyscrapers and offices and all sorts. And if you look even right back into the background, there are hundreds and hundreds of buildings everywhere. Now, a city is definitely larger than a town, and each country has several cities, and usually one of those cities is the capital city, a bit like England where we live. And England's capital city is London, and these are very large places, and they're all built up. So do you think these are human features, or are they physical? If you said human, you're correct, well done. Now this picture is a picture of a factory, and factories are really large buildings where goods are made, things like clothes or sweets or chocolates or toys. All sorts of things are made in large amounts, and they need somewhere really big to make all these things. So do you think this is a physical, or is it a human feature? If you said human, well done, you're correct. Now this picture shows the winter. So we have 4 seasons in our year, which are autumn, we have spring, we have summer, and we have winter. And this picture definitely shows the winter because it's snowing. And these 4 seasons go round in a circle all year round. And we have different weathers and different temperatures at these times of the year. So do you think these things are physical, or are the seasons a human feature? If you said physical, you're correct. Well done. Now we've got lightning, we've got clouds. Looks very dramatic in this picture, doesn't it? So this is talking about weather, day-to-day weather. So we've got our seasons. We know in the summer it's usually really hot, and we've got winter, we know it's usually really cold and a bit rainy, and even snow if we're lucky. So we have different temperatures, different weathers in each season. So it gives you a little bit of a clue. If we said that the seasons were physical, do you think that the weather is physical or human? If you said physical, you're correct. Well done, you're absolutely right. Now we've got here a picture of a port. Now, a port is where ships can go, and they might be ships that are selling clothes to other companies, or maybe food or sweets or toys, or they might be taking people on holiday to different places, and they need somewhere to pull up so that they can get people from the land onto them. So ports have been made. Now, do you think a port is a human feature or a physical feature? If you said human feature, you're correct. Well done. And here we have a shop. And shops are buildings where you can go to buy things like clothes and toys and sweets and all sorts of lovely things. Do you think a shop is a human or a physical feature? If you said it's a human feature, you're right. Well done. Now this is called a valley because we've got a long stretch of land which is low down and it's running along some hills. And you have hills either side, and this is called a valley. Do you think this is physical or human? If you said physical, you're right. Well done. It would be here no matter what. And now we have a house. Now, do you think this is physical or human? If you said human, you're correct. Well done. The builders had to build this, didn't they? It's not just there naturally. It wouldn't build itself. You wouldn't be able to make a house over time just naturally with nobody touching it. So it's a human feature. I'm now going to show you a map. And this map shows us physical and human features. So you can see all the green areas and all the blue areas. Now, most of these areas are physical. And then you see these light grey areas. These are the houses. These sort of show houses and built up areas, which would be human. And then we've got some roads. You see these yellow lines and these white lines and even these darker grey lines around here and this one here. These show us the roads. And again, roads are a human feature, as we learnt on that video. They are human. They've been put there on purpose. Now, if we look at this picture of a map, this picture shows us a little bit closer in to Upton. So we can now start to see things that look quite familiar to us. So here we've got Upton Country Park. Now, Upton Country Park is a mixture of human and physical features. You have Upton House, you've got the play park, and you've got the tea and coffee room, which has all been built. It's all human features. But then you've got around there, you've got the lake, you've got the fields, the hill, all the grass and the woods. That has all been there. That would all be there naturally. So they are called physical features. Along here, we've got Holdsbay, which is the water, the sea near where we live. And over here, we've got Litchett Bay. Now, these areas are also physical areas. They are natural. They would be there no matter what. Over time, they might get bigger. You might see that more water comes in, or you might see that less water is there. But they are natural. They are physical features. I'm going to show you now a satellite image, and on there we'll be able to see a little bit clearer what are our physical and our human features. So you see all these straight lines, all these lines along here, and even these ones up here, these show roads. So these roads are all human features. And all these grey bits around here, these are all hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of houses. And here we've got some factories that are all part of Upton. Okay, we've got some that are labelled to us. So we've got Domino's here, we've got Costa Coffee here, we've got Upton Infant School and the Junior School. So these are all things that have been made by man. They are all women. They are human features. And then we've got some green areas like down here. We've got Litchett Fields. We've got this part of Litchett Bay, which is where we can go walking. And we've got over here Upton Country Park. You can see all the trees. There's lots of fields. We'd have the heathland just higher up. These are all physical features. They would be there no matter what. Okay, they may change because of the humans around. Maybe if somebody wanted to build their house near those trees, they might need to knock a few down and then they could build a house, but they are physical features. If we weren't around and we didn't touch any of that area, those trees would always be there. Okay, for today's task, you can choose here what you would like to do, how you'd like to make your physical and human features of Upton. So you might need to grab yourselves a pencil and paper. Maybe you want some colouring pencils. You might need to grab yourself some Lego or some small world toys or even some Play-Doh. And you will also need your brilliant brains, which I know you've already got on. So this is my challenge for you today. I would like you to have a go at making or drawing or creating different physical and human features of Upton. So you can see I've put in some pictures to help you of places where you might know and may look familiar. So down here we've got part of Hulls Bay, and here we've got part of Litchett Bay. We've got the Heathland. They are all our physical areas. And then here I've got the school, Upton Infant School. I've got a bus stop near the triangle where all the shops are. I've got Upton Country House. I've got the clock tower, and I've got Costa. So you could have a go at making and creating any of these ideas I thought of, or you may have even thought of some others. Maybe the library, maybe the pharmacy or the doctors. And I would like you to have a go at building or creating or drawing physical and human features of Upton. And remember, ask your grown-up when you finish to take photos and send them to us on Tapestry so that all the teachers can see the brilliant models that you've made. Good luck, and remember to sign in tomorrow and we will have a look at our next geography lesson. Bye.